Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to Synanomics. Today, I'm going to cover Apple as a company and, of course, the new product which Apple has brought almost after a decade, the Apple Vision Pro. There has been a lot of buzz around that. It's everywhere you, be it a TV or the magazine or the paper or the web, you will find plenty of information on that. So I'm not going to cover that. I'm just going to cover Apple as a company and what does Vision Pro mean for Apple and also for us. So let's look at Apple financials overall. So we all know that is the company with the largest market cap, $2.8 trillion. And very soon it will be a $3 trillion. So the last close was $178 per share. And its 52-week high is 185 anyway, 184.95 to be precise. And guess what? To hit $3 trillion, it needs to reach 190. Yes, you have heard it right. Only 190. So days are not far away. Very soon Apple will be a $3 trillion company. From the revenue perspective, based on 2022 reports, it has $394 billion revenue. And guess what? 52% of that is iPhone. And services, which is picking up pretty fast, is $78 billion. So that leaves around 100 plus billion for the rest of the products, which has plethora of them, right? There's iPad, iPod, there's a watches, MacBooks, and whatnot. So all the other product categories are pretty much in $20 to $30 billion range. So what is going to be the Vision Pro for Apple? We'll talk a little bit about that. But let me give you some more numbers. Apple actually makes 42% gross margin. Yes, for an IT company, for a technology company, 42% is quite high. It's not a software company, by the way, for a product company. But having said that, many of analysts, including someone like me, I believe that it's actually a consumer company. It's no more a technology company. We are all consuming its product and services. And out of 42% gross margin, the product has 35% gross margin and the services has a whopping 70%. You have heard it right again. 70% gross margin. Apple is focusing big time on the services. It's really a big cash cow for them. And from the net profit perspective, it's very, very soon going to close or cross 100 billion. 2022 was around $98 billion. This year they'll cross $100 billion. So even from the net margin perspective, it's pretty cool, right? Roughly 25% net margin. So coming back to the point which I wanted to highlight about Pro, Vision Pro, that is it going to make a big dent in Apple's financials? Think about it. Please leave your comments. I'll give you some hints here. When the watch was coming, Apple Watch, there was big buzz around that anyway. But after so many years, it's only 4 to 5% of the total Apple's revenue. So I personally feel that right now, it's a big thing for the consumer, big thing for the professionals, big thing for the market, but not for Apple. Apple has just initiated this innovation, I would call it, and created buzz around everywhere, everybody in the market, in the industry, in the competitions. And all the other competitions have started releasing their own roadmap, be it PlayStation, be it Meta, or be it Samsung. All of them will be coming out with similar products. Having said that, 10 years from now, you never know. It can be a very big product category because we can't compare this with watch. This is something like everybody will experience. The virtual reality, they love it. And as the price point goes down by many of the competitions, you will actually see a widespread adoption. When we talk about adoption, I like to give reference of Jeffrey Moore, who has written plenty of books on that, on the technology adoption cycle. the life cycle of technology. It says that in the beginning, the early adopters actually take it, and then there is a big chasm to cross. So once that chasm is crossed, it goes to the main street where it becomes like everyday's product. Like what is smartphone now? But guess what? When smartphone came out a few years back, it was like 8 inches long. It was pretty thick, very heavy. It used to take 10 hours to charge. And right now, everything has changed. Similarly, you will see a big drastic change in all these virtual reality headsets. So from 10 years from now, of course, that will be a big thing for Apple's from the financial perspectives. And for many of us who are not pro, we are not going to buy at this price point, $3,499, by the way, roughly $3,500 US. We will be able to purchase, because even now when the competition is coming out with their roadmap, they are putting a very low price point. Meta has a few versions of that starting from 500, 1,000, 1,500 like that. Similarly, others are at 2,000. So definitely there will be a price war and the product will come down. Same thing happens. Actually, Geoffrey Moore wrote that. Companies like Apple, Nvidia, Intel, etc. are called gorilla, according to Geoffrey Moore. These guys are actually the trend setters. They create the market, they create the demand, they set the price, they command the price movement, and then the rest of the world, rest of the companies, rest of the competition follows it. So definitely Apple is gorilla in this space, and you will see the others following. Just like Nvidia is the gorilla in the chipset, graphic chipset I would call it. Intel used to be in the CPU, Nvidia is in the GPU. So well, stay tuned. I'll bring you some similar kind of analysis going forward. And don't forget to let me know how many of you are going to buy Apple Vision Pro in $3,499 US. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to share and subscribe. With that, I'll see you soon. It's goodbye from me, your friend Pankaj Sinha. Bye-bye.